Hi everyone, this is 10 and welcome back to the War Table. Hope everyone is doing well and you're enjoying the weekend. So this video is going to be another video in our series about Town Hall 10. And what I want to do is I want to introduce a new series where I go step by step and let you guys know what I'm thinking as I take a look at the base and as I dissect the base. And the goal with that is so you can understand how I approach the attack and hopefully pick up a few tricks here and there, and that will help you know how to approach your own bases. Watching YouTube is great. I mean, you can really get a lot of helpful advice and you can really understand a lot of components of the game, but you're likely never going to attack a base that is an exact match to what you're facing. And it's one thing to be able to emulate an attack and do exactly what someone else did. It's another thing to be able to understand why and plan your own attack. It takes time and it takes a little bit of practice, but anyone having trouble with Town Hall 10 attacks who does not have maxed heroes, we can help. So let's take a look at this base. This was in a war that we just previously fought. And this is a base I've done a few videos on, and I'm sure that you guys have come across it in war and even in regular gameplay. The idea here is versus a ground attack that the center of this base is surrounded by resources, resource storages, and a few resource collectors. So if you drop a ground army on this base, the golems are going to want to stray around the outside. Now, we've talked about funneling, and we've talked about understanding the pathing of troops in previous videos. If you have not seen those previous videos versus Town Hall 10s, I would recommend that you go back and watch those videos. And as always, guys, appreciate any subscriptions. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build videos on top of each other so we can kind of go through this one at a time together and get better as the wars continue to get tougher. Now, this is a maxed base in terms of defenses. The walls are not maxed and the heroes are not maxed, but I also do not have maxed heroes. So it is a difficult base. The golems go down very quickly against these high-level defenses. So what I always like to do is I always like to check the circumference of the clan castle, check the circumference of the infernos, and of course check the circumference of the heroes. Now, the reason I do that is because I want to understand where I can potentially deploy wall breakers. I want to know where the clan castle is going to engage my troops. And I also want to know specifically with the infernos at what point those infernos will lock onto my troops, and if it's one inferno or if it's two infernos. So I looked at this base for a while, and what I do when I'm attacking a Town Hall 10 in war, I look at attacking at each side, whether that's from an angle or whether that's, from a square side. I imagine the battle, I think about how I would deploy the troops, and I choose the least risk. And choosing the least risk entry point is going to help you get to the 50%. Going right at the town hall is not always the best idea. That is why people put the town hall sometimes in certain places to sort of lure you in. And you may be able to get the town hall and it's just 1 star, or you may be able to get the town hall and there's so much damage per second on your units that you can't even get the town hall or get anywhere near 50%. So in general, there are a few things that I try to avoid. I try to avoid attacking a side where I have both infernos on my troops at once. So if I were to come straight down this area, the town hall is very close, but I have the clan castle behind the town hall. I have both infernos on my troops, and I'm also going to have to engage the queen as soon as the town hall is down. And if you look at the way this base is set up, this area on the town hall side is pretty thin. There aren't a lot of buildings up there. If you look at this side and this side, it's a lot denser. So that would mean if we attacked from the, we'll call it the southeast area, we would have an opportunity to get higher percentage because there are more buildings. And that's what I mean by sometimes the town hall being a trap. My thought is that this attacker basically wanted me to come in from the north and wanted me to go right at the town hall, and the Infernos would burn my army down. Not a good thing in war. Nobody wants that. It's not pretty, and it doesn't help you have a good day. So what I decided to do was attack along this wall. And my reason for thinking that is that I knew I could get the clan castle out on this side or this side. And I felt pretty good about breaking the line of defenses here and breaking the line of defenses here. I also thought that the corner here looked to be wall breaker friendly. Now, the purpose of putting a lot of corners around the outside of the base is that the wall breakers can often stray. And a wall breaker fail is not fun. Nobody likes that, and it doesn't start off the raid well. When you have a wall breaker fail in the beginning, you start to panic a little bit. And I think that your battle plan just kind of goes out the window because you're really counting on that wall breaker. Now, I would not recommend relying on wall breakers unless you've had a lot of practice deploying them. There are a few things that people do to really defeat themselves. If I drop a golem here, then this mortar is going to lock onto that golem. And if I drop wall breakers, that mortar may take out the wall breakers as they're coming in. And obviously you're not going to carry 20 wall breakers. So if your wall breakers get wiped out early, you have no way to enter this side of the base. So when deploying wall breakers, make sure that if you're by a whiz tower or if you're by a mortar or even an X-bow or the hero, that you have sufficient protection or tanking units to avoid the wall breakers getting blown to bits. It's not a great way to start the battle. So let's get into the attack. I did want to take time to set it up just so you guys understand my plan, and I'm going to go play by play as we walk through. So in the beginning, I always like to drop an archer if I'm going to use the wall breakers, or a barbarian, just to distract the defenses. And that corner was so close that I was able to blow it up without really risking the wall breaker getting blown to bits. So in this section, I drop a jump. I'm skewing the jump because I don't want the golem to go towards this cannon. I want the golem to take out the archer tower and then take out the air defense. I want the golem here to take out the archer tower, take out the air defense, and then hopefully go this way, but I'm okay if they go this way. And then the jump here gets the other golems and the heroes right to the middle. And you'll see what's happening now. This is a very important part in the raid. I would have liked for the clan castle to go down with these wizards. That did not happen. I try to avoid the clan castle getting into the middle because what happens is it slows the middle army down. But we've had a lot of success on the side so far, and there's a key reason why. The golem pathing right now is perfect. This area, the line has been broken and the golems will not stray towards that cannon. In this side, the pathing has been broken from here to here. The golems will not stray to the left towards the air sweeper. So if you look at the golems in this section, the next closest defensive unit that they can see, and when I use the term they can see, that means that you have to have the wall broken open with either an earthquake, wall breakers, or you have to have a jump spell. The golems will always path to the closest defense that they can see. Very important to remember. Now, the reason I wanted one of the golems to sort of stray this way is because I was hoping that I could get a few percentage by cleaning out this really dense area. But that didn't happen. I'm okay with that. I didn't start to panic. I knew with the amount of tanking units that I had in the middle there that I was going to be okay. You can see the Inferno locks on. The king is in there. He's taken a little bit of damage. It would have been nice to see that level 30 queen get taken out, but she's sort of able to sit back and snipe, and she'll go down in a second here. The king just took her out. And look what's happening. We have a low percentage right now. I would like to see a higher percentage, but all of the remaining tanking units are in the middle. So if you look at the king's health, his health is not really going down at all. I used his ability just to clear out the town hall and those structures. And you don't have to always use the ability when your heroes are next to dead. Sometimes you want to use the ability to get a high hit point structure out of the way so that your tanking units don't die. And what I mean by that is if I let those Infernos continue to burn and the Lava Hound there in the middle work on the golems may have died and not jumped out of the base in order to give the queen a tank, which is really what brings us to 50%. So you're never going to be able to control everything that happens exactly, pinpoint, but what you can do is you can put yourself in a position to have the best chance of being successful. So that last piece of advice there about using the hero abilities, I'll sometimes use my queen's ability, even if she's near full health, to get the town hall down, or to get an Inferno down, just to keep the remaining wizards that I have alive, because they can do damage and they can tank for the queen. So I hope that the things I pointed out in this war attack were helpful. It did end up being 2 stars, 54% damage. I'm happy with that. You can see I have a level 25 king and a level 32 queen, so I don't expect to be able to 3-star these bases. But I do expect to be able to take those basic tips about pathing, funneling, understanding when to hit the hero's ability, spell usage. I expect to be able to take those tips and get really close to 2-star on any max base. And you guys can as well. Keep watching the series. Subscribe if you like this. I'm going to be bringing more in-depth videos. All of the videos won't be like this. Some of the videos will just be me going through and explaining what an attacker did. But I really want to help everyone become a better attacker versus Town Hall 10, especially if you don't have maxed heroes. Until next time, everyone, subscribe if you like the channel, and build a stronger clan, one raid at a time.